times. At each time, I concatenate the number of that iterations. That's what I did here. Another trick once. Python, this is the program, the engine. And my client.py, this is my program, right? Client program. My client program needs to receive user input number. So what should I do here is that, look at this quote, double quote, and pound sign the S. That comes from that I. I is nothing but that iteration. So keep sending from 0 to 99, and that's executed. That is the repetition of the client program very fast. What I did that is you can activate that program multiple times as well. The way that I did that multiple times by manual multiple execution. But you can have another program that can activate the denial of service Python program multiple times as well, so that your server will stop.
Professor, so you were using both or the service process or the OS that system? Right?
OS only. I didn't do server process. Only because this call does not, I was late, but there's no way that I can put here second arguments together with the command. But this is easier. So we can, if you do not have additional parameter, this should work. But I didn't figure out how I could do using sub process.
So sub processor will accept only one argument?
Separately. Look at that.
Yeah,
First,
the comma.
right. In this format. Which means there is no third parameter in that list. Once you have done this, and the next step is to go into the Linux platform. Therefore, we can use a SCAPI. SCAPI. What is SCAPI? Is this one of the dictionary language? SCAPI. S-C-A-P-Y. SCAPI is one of the tools that's a very powerful tool that you can attack. I printed out the manual. And also I posted it on the Blackboard. You know that? SCAPI is there. I printed out that. But I'm not sure this is the right version of SCAPI. because this is not complete. SCAPI is a Python program that enables you to forge, dissect, emit, sniff network packets, probe, scan, attack networks. SCAPI can be easily installed on Unix, Linux, not Windows. So this is right time that we can switch over to Linux operating system. So if you have time, if those who tested that client and server and attack, we're going to use that same program on Unix, Linux. And then we do SCAPI. And also we can run Wireshark. The same thing that we can see in Wireshark, we could do that in SCAPI, in Python. Our target is to learn Python and SCAPI, not Wireshark. Nick. Go ahead. No? Oh,
Still works.
very good. Raymond is hacking my laptop. Physical hacking.
Instead of information for one of the files, instead of being DNS file, you write symbol instead of DNS file. You wouldn't do execute. Well, you have to write something in one node.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Download.
You gotta change the directory.
I think I'm just gonna download Linux. I'm just gonna download Linux.
You have your.
Yeah,
Those who can do dual booting, you can do that. Okay. You don't need to do virtualization.
yeah, it's easier.
Dual booting is good.
That's it. You got an error here.
I don't know what
For client, if the races are listed.
Go back. It requests. It waits. Something you type. Say 11.
Okay. So that's it?
Olivia.
That's it? Hallelujah.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you.
Here, Sister argues 1. It waits user input, but you didn't put any. This one goes here as an I. I is attached to Hello Mercy. So when you see that Hello Mercy, whatever the number that you type,
Asking for the.
Hello Mercy left.
So that's it. Because you're putting your name. Yes, it's okay.
yeah. And I was reading the website, and it said, only
I think another drawback, if you have dual booting,
yeah.
you cannot share Windows file with your Linux. Two separate independent platforms, right? If you have a virtual machine, then yeah, it's always pros and cons.
Nice. So that will work well.
It's not even fun, you know? It's just a conference.
And
We talk practically that I don't understand.
I think this program is posted already, right? I think so. Yeah, here,
That's all through that part.
right.
You can look in the program.
I posted that. That is the one, right? I said that let it run or let's them run. Okay, while you are doing, now we need to do like sniff. What is sniff? Sniffing. That's a good sound.
It's good, right?
Yeah. We can sniff using Wireshark, Winshark, or we can do Scapy. Scapy can be downloaded from that website and running on Linux. But if you have Ubuntu, then simple way that you could do, I'll let you know. Scapy. Scapy with a Python. Then there is a hacker's Swiss Army knife. It's like this. Scapy itself is like this. Swiss Army.
Easy.
But Python and Scapy,
It's difficult? Messy?
more weapons. Oh yeah,
Oh.
messy. Like a powerful attacker,
Oh, okay.
soccer player.
Oh,
Okay? In any situation, Messi can make a goal. So, Scapy shell and Scapy module both are available. If you use a Scapy module, then you can import Scapy module within your Python. So Python program run together with the Scapy. But Scapy itself can run as a shell like a Python possible. Scapy installation in Ubuntu. At this point, you need to have Linux and Ubuntu operating systems.
Which Ubuntu, like, when it says desktop, that's the one that we're downloading?
Desktop. So okay. This is VMware workstation. VMware workstation. I really appreciate the guy who contributed, donated. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here. As you saw the earlier slide, I have 3 Ubuntu installed. So I'm going to use this. This is marked here,
That's very small.
and this is chosen. Therefore, this is highlighted. So if I click this, as you can see here, the memory 2 gigabytes, hard disk 20 gig, and the network bridged, and some other stuff.
It's like,
What happened? Oh. It's not stable. I'm worried about.
Oh, that's loading.
Hmm?
Oh, that's loading. I wrote out.
Oh, you did? Very good. And press escape. Then here you have insert mode. Insert mode. And then shift this to this uppercase. And I think they first thing that you have to do is escape and uppercase and run the program separately. I think it is it. And I'm going to next okay.
What is this, Professor? Is this VMbox? What is this?
This is a VMware workstation.
VMware.
did you just do 40 minutes to do this?
Okay. So
It's 2 hours. You download it?
there's 2 ways of installation. SCAPI installation.
Oh, it's in
wget scapi.net so that you can download it, unzip it, unzip it, and install it within Python. So sudo python setup.py and install. That is something that you could do. Another way that you can do in Python is was simply like that. Sudo apt-get install and whatever you want to do. So for example, here, if you want to
It's either or is
either, yeah, if you want to do apt command, apt get install Scapy, you can do this, but installation should have root privileges. So if I type that, then it complains. I do not have privileges. So what you need to do is sudo. Sudo means super user can do.
The
Okay.
question is, you're on Ubuntu, right?
Super Ubuntu, yeah.
Okay, it's either, I have to download Ubuntu, right?
If you want to work on the same page as mine, right.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to always do Darwin.
Okay.
Darwin is good, right? Evolutionary. Darwin. Sudo apt-get install Scapy. You can do this. So you can install multiple times. No harm in Linux. So I can do this. Because there is a sudo. Sudo means I'm not the root user, but I have same privileges as the super user.
Okay.
So super doors list contains me, so that I can do super and sudo as far as I give my password. Then it runs, it reinstalled. I installed that multiple times.
So just overwrite it.
Yeah,
It overwrites
always.
every time.
It takes time, 0%.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. It is time.
That's because of the Wi-Fi. We need Verizon files.
I work for Verizon. 0%?
Mine says 2 hours to download.
What? What is this? Error. Oh, access error. After this operation, error http archive ubuntu.com could not resolve US archive ubuntu.com failed to fetch. So failed to fetch means I didn't bring it, I didn't start to reinstall, so I'm okay. Hopefully. How do I know that I am okay? If I type here Scapy, then there is user interactive mode, so that is okay. Quit. But if I have a Python, then I can do import. Scapy, it works. So that I have sniff. Is sniff works? Sniff works. Not defined. May not be defined. Then what should I do?
You have to import sneak. This is the one.
Yeah, that's okay. Why?
Yeah. View hello.
Sniff is one of the function available in the module of
Downloading it. It's
Yeah,
it's
he's got
out.
it in here.
Scapy.
I'm running it
No,
now, but I
that's
didn't know what
different.
because I can't see it.
This is the
Oh.
file, so I can-
Oh, there's
You know the hello mercy? That's what I sent you. The Polar file.
Oh, yeah, alright.
Community.
there's a font. That is a little
What
bit,
happened?
I just want.
not the window size,
Yeah,
but font
basically.
size, right? I need to
I just don't know.
increase the
And
font
when,
size.
and Windows, you could have did it. It would have been default to change it. I don't know about Linux.
So this is
I'll
sniffing?
find out. This is Cappy.
Yeah, but
This is Python. Within Python,
But what
I'm
is it
running
doing?
snip. Huh?
You're sniffing.
I didn't do that yet.
Okay.
Right.
So that's
We'll
what
do
we
that.
do Ubuntu is to sniff.
Yeah, as Nicole did. It's a snip.
Ubuntu is a little bit more than only sniffing.
I'm not using.
Yeah, more than that.
It's a little bit more.
We're in the way to.
I can't prove
What is it like when we fall?
Oh, yeah. Similar. Yeah. Something we carry. But we are doing it Python for program. Okay, so where are you now? Did you set up?
No, it's
Do you have a, you have a,
Yeah, mine is I'm downloading Ubuntu.
Oh,
I
great.
started, but it's gonna finish when I get home.
do you have Ubuntu running? No. Do you know how?
Somewhere else.
it's really bad.
Oracle? Oh, you have it? On the website, right? I mean, you can do that, or you can, another way you could do is, apt dash get space
Server on the client?
and get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's at
No.
She's the pro. The programmer pro.
I'm already, yeah, I'm already.
So we're gonna run the speed test.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Everybody gets it. Maybe it'll speed up if people know.
If you connect it directly to the we'll probably get about 60 to 70.
Okay. So as I said, when you install in Ubuntu, you can do sudo apt-get install. If you know the file name, then you can do this. For example, python-pip or whatever, scapy, this file name. Or like Scapy, you can do step by step. First download and unzip and install. When you unzip, this is typical installation for specific Python program, Python module. When you download this, then you may be able to find out index.html is the file name. It's not really, this is not really HTML file, but this is a zip file. So you have to unzip this. And it is unzipped in a new directory. So find out that directory and go into that directory. Within that directory, you need to do sudo python setup.py install. This procedure is not on your Windows, but on Linux platform. When you do have this, someone might have this error messages. GNU plot wrapper and PYX is not available. If you want to do graphical execution, then you need to download that also.
Download what?
Download and install that GNU plot and PYX. So the GNU plot can be downloaded and installed that way. The simple way that you can do is a python.numpy. Python-numpy is required by gnplot. So anyway, step by step, it asks you to download something, right? Initially, you do not know. Initially, I did not know. Maybe your system is different from mine. Then it might not ask you to download that. But in my case, they keep asking something missing. Therefore, I keep setting up. So finally, I set up everything. PYX also. PYX. You do not know what PYX program called. If you use apt.get, then you need to call this rather than PYX. Python-PYX. PYX, which is a tool dependent or acquired by Python. If you follow this, then you may not have any problem. Okay, and then do exercise. There are a lot of programs over there in that website, so we will do that next time. Those who are interested in, please visit that website. Once you have Scapy installed, practice those. But don't forget, when you run Scapy, if you run Scapy from your privileges, then it doesn't do all the work that you could see in these documents. You have to run your Scapy as a super user. So when you run Scapy, there's two different versions of Scapy. Without sudo, then it still runs. But you cannot attack. If you do super privileges, sudo Scapy, then you can do all kinds of functionalities provided by Scapy. Okay? So if you are a good citizen, type Scapy only. If you are not, then sudo Scapy. Then, okay? This is one of those, but we will do this all together later. What is the scenario that we will do? We have a server program and client program, right? So client talk to server and back and forth. So we need to sniff along that communication and find out some information. Scapy, that's what we are doing right now. You cannot attack by a Wireshark. You can see what's going on, but you cannot, right? So Scapy.
Scapy.
Yeah.
Sudo Scapy.
Swiss Army knife, right? But with the Python, multiple weapons. I'll show you one more time. Back there. This. Scapy in Python. Scapy alone. That. Okay.
I would not want that. But for computer, I would want that.
Same thing to all of us. Yeah. So that is a client and server program that we tested. Same thing on Linux using Scapy. We will do similar things for web server. Remember that my where is my mouse? because I have a lot of programs running. Where's my mouse?
Download the virtual box.
Oh, okay.
Go and search for it. It's not, it doesn't show.
I don't think that, was that last week on the virtual box?
Okay,
Was that
here.
one that wasn't downloading properly?
Yeah, that was last week.
It should show.
It's not downloading properly, I don't think. Nicole?
What happened? Not even listening. It's open, I see it. Virtual box itself. I want to add it here. Try to get it so it has options where you can use search.
This is a web server, not by any the program, but socket program only. That web server. And web browser, when web browser attack web server, then we can do also SCAPI sniff using SCAPI. And finally, for Wi-Fi communication, we can also sniff. But the problem right now here, we do not have, my system does not have a Wi-Fi receiver from your smartphone access function, because this is not a server. So there's a little shortfalls, but still we can think of that. So 3 scenarios. Simple server and client communication, web server and web browser communication, and Wi-Fi communications. SCAPI can smell each of such communication. Okay, that is a scenario that we do using Python. Any question, comments? So I want you to bring your laptop, fully installed, everything that we have so far. If you do not know how to share your Ubuntu and Windows systems, don't worry, we'll do that next time. So you already had your server and clients running on Windows systems, right? So we can bring that up Ubuntu quickly. You don't have to retype. Once you have that, then you don't have to do VI things. You can create yours in Windows and bring it to your Ubuntu. It's handy, right? Okay, if you do not have question.
Yeah, no, just for this, I'm now trying to use also SCAPI, and also I was creating my simple Python snake from SCAPI import, and I was using snake. All of this condition, it was not able, I'm entering in SCAPI, so I can also snake from this. Yeah, the warning is that cannot import, no route found from
IPv6, right. That you don't have to worry about. Right. Anyway, we do not have IPv6.
So this is just a warning for
Yeah, that's just a warning. Yeah,
too much.
right. It's not error. Okay. Next week, stay home, study, and do work. You have some due following week.